Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to, as you can see in the title, will be the last live stream for the tournament qualifiers. So don't panic, there will be obviously the knockout stages and that, but because of the DLC that's coming out tomorrow, the replays will stop being efficient. They just won't work. I don't know why I said be efficient, but yes, and I've been trying to squeeze in as many games as I can around my day-to-day activity. So as you know, I've done like the last few days, like 2 live streams a day, some of them a couple of hours long, and we've still got a load of replays to go. So I will be just cracking on, try and get as many as I can, but tonight, this live stream will be the last live stream for the qualifiers. If the games don't get played, because I'm just too tired and there's just too much going on, that's unfortunately just the way it's going to have to be. But I'm hoping, I believe there's 15 replays left, and I'm hoping that we can just crack on, get as many as we can done, top to bottom, and finish the qualifiers, because then the new DLC comes out. We can then do the best of 16. Because remember, there's 48 people in 8 groups, I believe it was, and only the top 2 of each group's going through. So that makes top 16. Those 16 are then doing the best out of 3. So yeah, that's a lot of games just there. And then from the 16 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2, and then yeah, you got your winner. So yeah, we're going to try this evening, hopefully the next, I'm going to try and go for a couple of hours, do as many as we can. It'd be great if we can finish it, but if we can't, then it will just be whatever's left is left, unfortunately. So let's get straight into the replays. We're going to crack straight in and try and clear all Group C, which I think there's a couple of, yeah, you've got Batonians, Tomb Kings, Batonia Dark Elves and Tomb Kings. You've literally got 3 races in these 6 matches. So it should be interesting to see how they play out. So we're just going to crack through these now. With Skeleton Spearmen, a load of Tomb Guard, Narcow Warriors, the Tomb Scorpions, and some Tomb Guard of Hellbirds, the Scepter of the Impossible. And this one's got 4 Witch Elves, 2 Sisters of Slaughters, some Dark Shards by the looks of it. Shades, that's the one. They're Shades, aren't they? And then a load of Dark Riders on horseback, Code Worms, Harpies, and Harvesters of Slaanesh. Just make sure everything is in order. Yep, so we will quickly go over what we got here. So we've got Scepter of the Impossible, who has got the Blessed Blade of Petra, Invocation of Desecration, the Invocation of Cursed Blade, Onion Wheel. I like it, you've got Tomb Kings. Kings being mostly a male dominant, and then suddenly we've got Dark Elves, which is mostly female dominant on this side. Interesting to say the least. We do have a Supreme Sorceress of Beasts, so Arcane Conduct, the Summoning Worm, Transformation of Caldon, that's the one, Amber Spear, and Wild Heart. And these are, yeah, these are just standard shades. Let's get straight to the battle. Numbers are looking over 1,000 for the Tomb Kings against the Dark Elves. Should be interesting. Dark Elves have gone for, there's a lot of ranged here to deal with, and I don't think the Tomb Kings have any ranged whatsoever. Which is interesting, but yeah, Narco Horsemen now moving in. We're going to now have this charge coming in. So we're going to have all of the flesh versus none of the flesh. That's going to end well. But the Tomb Scorpion straight away down the centre, doing it with them, having a roly-poly, having a good time there. Yeah, they're going to be a serious problem for the Elves. I fear that the Elves haven't got enough armour to deal with the known armour of, you know what, forget what I'm saying, it's just all going to be mayhem here. Tomb Scorpion making its way through the shards, which is absolutely great. There, look, Witch Elves are being absolutely slaughtered. I think it's safe to say that the Tomb Kings have already got the early game, because they've just absolutely slaughtered this front line. Only half that's holding is this side. But there goes the first level of regen. We do have the Code 1 Knights to try and push this back. Sisters of Slaughter trying to deal with the Skeleton Spearmen and the Naraka Horsemen. But now all these units, they're free to just run in. There's nothing left. If they were more on the ball, the Horsemen would be charging into these units now and trying to deal with the ladies running away. Amber Spear being dropped there, and again, Cetra a nice bit of damage. While she's flying, Tomb Kings can't touch her. Absolutely can't touch her. There's a bit of a moss pit going on here, but again, I do think that the Tomb Kings are going to have it, purely because the sheer numbers. I think there's some Tomb Guard in there, you've got the Tomb Scorpion, etc.'s getting in there as well, so they're just going to be cutting them down. Here we do have the Horsemen. They've actually caught the Dark Riders, which is terrible. This close to the edge of the map, they'll just run straight off the field. Murderous Powers now activate. The Witch Elves trying to deal with the Horsemen while the Dark Riders pick them off. Here, the Sisters of Slaughter have been absolutely surrounded and probably going to get slaughtered in turn. And here, we do have some Harpies landed, but, I mean, Tomb Guard of Hellbirds, anti-dust, that's going to slaughter. A Tomb Scorpion has been destroyed, though. Very nice play there by the Shades. Over here, though, the main bulk row, I mean, there's not much holding here, but the Dark Elves do seem to have recovered a bit. Getting into a good line here of some ranged support, so they can try and whittle down the Tomb Kings. And here, this unit do seem to be standing their ground. And Cetra, there's the third regen, but Cetra has taken a huge amount of damage. He's only got just over 1,000 health left. And if he falls, most of the Tomb Kings will fail. There goes the Harvesters, terrified away. I suspect they'll be followed soon after as well. But the third Manticore that's been summoned is after Cetra, trying to do as much damage as can. But now we've got Tomb Kings pushing up here. The Ushabti have been summoned because of the regen. Trying to deal with these Sisters of Slaughter that just won't go down. We do have some Witch Elves giving them support. Over here, this skirmish is still going on. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. The cavalry now, so little health left. But now, here he comes. The cavalry's moving in. These guys haven't been set to skirmish. So the Hellbirds are just going to come up and stab them. Which is not really what skirmish cavalry do. Cold Worm's trying to do some harassment. We do have these Harvesters coming back in. But a lot of this is Rampage. There goes Fair Manticore, struck and down by such the Imperishable. Just got over 1,000 health left. These Witch Elves and Sisters Slaw on this side, it's just a matter of time before they fall, unfortunately. We do have the Soul Stealer going down there, and the Supreme Sorceress flying over. Not quite sure where she's going, probably just scouting, seeing what's going on. But there seems to be like main pockets here. Here, we got a little fight going on here, but it looks like the Tomb Kings are winning that one. Yeah, they're definitely winning that. Over here, the Tomb Kings seem to have outmaneuvered the nimble Dark Elf Cavalry, which I'm not quite sure. There you go, that pocket's now broken. So all of this, including Cetra, is now on the move and can push down. But if Cetra falls, yeah, I can see all of this falling. There you go. The Cavalry have, in fact, defeated all of the Witch Elves and Black Ark Crusaders. Here, they're finally starting to break bounce pads slightly in the Tomb Kings fair. Aber Spear, though, nice shot. He's only got 860 health left. Harpies, the Shades should be getting in there. They've got ammunition. They should be trying to snipe Cetra out. They could do it, but they seem to be just too busy running away. These Tomb Kings deal with the Cold Worm Knights and wiping them out. We've only got a few Dark Riders in that left. This cavalry needs to move up. They need to get in there, be useful. They're just kind of sitting around at the moment. Over here, have they finally beaten them? Nope, Sisters Slaughter still not letting them have it. But now those horsemen are just getting shot at while they sit there doing nothing. Cetra, though, getting a bit abandoned. He's only got 850 health left. But now the Tomb Kings are moving forwards. They do have Tomb Scorpion as well. The Harpies are being absolutely wiped out. Tomb King Cavalry finally moving in. There's mainly just these Sisters of Slaughter, which are now moving in. And the Shades, which are being charged now. And this small pocket of resistance for the Dark Elves is finally going. I believe something. Aber Spear's being dropped. Oh! That's half his health now. If he has got healing, he desperately needs to do it. But here you can see the Tomb Kings are now just pushing forward with everything they've got. And everything is, the Dark Elves is just shattering. Though the bounce power is still equal. We do have some Dark Riders over here. We do have some Witch Elves still. Just being a pain, just not giving up. Which is the best way to beat it, really. Over here, they're still dealing. Your Ushabti have actually been destroyed. There's 22 Witch Elves. Look, with whips, actually holding off Tomb Guard. That is just insane. But if we go back over here, that's too far, Cumber. Oh, over here. Thank you. But the Tomb Guard, as you can see, how much health he's got? 346. The Dark Rider's trying to snipe him out. Best pit. He is starting to waver now. He is critically binding, so he is going to start falling apart. Oh, and here comes the Dark Sorceress and the finish. He does have the power to take him out. He's only got 100 health left. Yeah, he is crumbling, 101 health, but look, the sorceress, now she's in combat, is getting absolutely shot. And the Tomb King, Cetra, does seem to have actually got away with 101 health. And the Supreme Sorceress trying to get out of there as quick as she can. Nearly half health in that one engagement. But have they got a single volley left? Because that's probably all it would take. 50 health. Can they take him out? 40. They've run out of ammunition. Got the shades there with loads of ammunition, but the cavalry are chasing them and getting rid of it. And here comes the cavalry to deal with them as well. Cetra needs to keep with the group, because otherwise, yeah, the Supreme Sorcerer. Oh, and it looks like everything due to army losses broke, and that is a win for the Tomb Kings against the Dark Elves. Very, very nice. So there's the stats for you there. These guys just wouldn't break. That right flank for the Dark Elves left to the Tomb Kings. That up. It just wouldn't break. Neither side would break or give up. Which was rather interesting, really. And I love that the Sorceress came down and slayed the Tomb Scorpion. That was pretty awesome. So we will now move on to the next one. Yep, which will be Betonia versus Dark Elves. Let's see if this can do any luck. So yeah, Dread Spears, Assassin, got the Sisters of Singing Doom, which are a couple of Witch Elves, some Code One Chariot, Boat Thrower, Code Worms, Dark Riders, and the Dread Spears against mostly peasants, it looks like. Yeah, Archers, Foot Squires, got Hippogriff Knights, Questing, and Knights Errant, by the looks of it, and Knights of the Realm. Got the King and a Damsel, as well as some peasants, men at arms, some spearmen, that sort of thing. So we will slow it down quickly so we can go over the units. So Supreme Sorceress of Death on horseback has got the Arcane Conduct, or the Purple Sun, that would be good, Spirit Leech, and then we've got the Assassin who has got, I bet that's the Netfin, is it? Yep, Web of Shadows. I believe that was the two characters for that one, weren't it? Yes, it was. And over here we do have the King, the Knights Errant, so I was right there, first time. So we have got the Knights King, what am I on about, I don't know, but he's got the sword, he's got the shield, he's got the Rally, the Stand Your Ground, Foe Seeker, Beloved Son of Betonia, the Lady's Champion, as well as the Blessing of the Lady. Where's the Damsel? There she is, with the other unit of cavalry. Got, I thought she was the Sorceress of Death, then it's like, no, that's the Damsel of Life, so yeah, Power Stone, Regrowth, oh, Shield of Thorns, Earth Blood, Lure of the Lady, and Life of Bloom. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of peasants, archers at the front, the weak peasants in the flanks. We do have cavalry as well, and we got a lot of, say, foot squires, spearmen, and men at arms. So nice layered against this one massive. Well, you've got two waves really, and then you've got some cavalry at the back there. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Archers immediately getting those early shots in quickly. But we do have the Bowfire, which is going to cause an alright bit of damage. If they can choose select fire, they really need to pick the more spread version. But it looks like we do have Knights pulling back. The Damsel's kind of just been left on her own. But here comes the main fire. Remember, against swordsmen should beat spearmen in theory. In comes the chariots though. Not much damage has been done to them, so they're gonna. But they haven't really got a charge. They're just slowly kind of like, yeah, we're here. Yeah, I've noticed. But yeah, the Royal Hippogriff Knights and the King getting themselves into position here. They've got, but there's a lot of cavalry they've got to deal with here. Code Worms Spear Riders, the Dark Riders. There's a lot to deal with. But as you can see, the front line very quickly going in Betonia's favour. I mean, we do have the peasants running away, but I wouldn't really count that as anything. Do have some knights here, ground knights ready to move in wherever they're needed. Do have the Witch Elves getting ready to position. Actually, it looks like the Spearmen are pushing the centre now. And the Betonian line seems to have gone into disarray. I think that's because of these chariots that are getting in there, causing all sorts of problems for Betonia in the back line. And in comes the cavalry now with their ranged units. There's soon these horsemen in the back. Not quite sure why they're facing the wrong way, but they do have pretty colours, so at least they stand out. But they are getting a good flank attack into these Dread Spears, trying to push them back. Archers are now starting to run as well. Dread Spears better put up after beating the peasants. Dread Spears over here, pushing them back. They should probably turn around and try and get to the archers. In come the knights as well. And this is what's going to be vital, is the knights need to pick their battles and do good. Over here, the Royal Hippogriff Knights and the King have charged in, but they've been pinned down. A Murderous Prowess is activated. They tried to get the Reaper Boat Thrower, but suddenly they've been absolutely overwhelmed by all these Code Worms that are just slaughtering them, and they can't seem to take off. The King has actually abandoned them, and they've now been shattered, but I don't think a single Worm is going to make it off the ground. They've all been slain. That was a massive blow against the forces of Betonia. Now we got the King trying to move into a position around the flank here. Dark Riders coming up with the support. As you can see, the front line has completely, well, I thought Betonia would have done alright. The Dark Elves have absolutely slaughtered them. And look, everything's rampaging, so the Code Ones can go in there, and with Murderous Prowess as well. We do have a Shield of Thorns and Earthblood being dropped on this flank, which is the only flank going well for them. We do have some Dread Spears here that are just protecting the flank. The Bretonians have dealt with the Chariot finally, but that was one unit of Chariot. And look how much chaos it caused. The Archers trying to deal with the Dread Spears that are coming in, but now we've got all of these Code Ones coming in, and they're going to cause so much problems. And there's nothing saying that the Chariot might not come back. Reaper Bolt Thrower immediately armed, so pretty much no damage was done there. The King trying to get out as he gets sniped by the Dark Riders, taking a nice bit of damage there, but does avoid the Witch Elves. He is after the Supreme Sorceress of Death, as you can see. If he can take her out, cause some problems. There we go. Hopefully, oh, she dodges as well because she is on horseback as well. This main line, this is the thing, Petonia's trying to rely on getting the Lord because the main line's not going in their favour at all. There's so many Dark Elves left on the field. I mean, as you can see, there is, well, I say that, the Petonians outnumber the Dark Elves 2-1. But it doesn't feel like that. I mean, they're just overwhelming the front lines here. And just slaughtering all of these peasants, men at arms. I mean, we do have some Ground Knights and such, but they are getting witched down quite quickly. In comes, oh, he waited for the Sorceress to get into combat before charging. And for some reason, these Dark Riders are arming for the Knight's Errant and not the King. But then again, the Assassin's going on him. Let's see how much health he's got. He's got just over 3,000 health. There's a lot of archers giving support. In comes the Ground Knights. And the Supreme Sorceress has got to be careful. And over here, we suddenly have the numbers kind of taking their hold. One unit of Dread Spears has been left alone to hold this one flank. And the Bretonians are absolutely swarming him. And over here, we actually have units being terrified away now because of the King. But he is wavering now, which is not good. But yeah, look at these Dark Riders just absolutely tearing into him. He's gone, he's at half health. We do have some Foot Squires in here, some Ground Knights trying to hold. The Code Ones try and beat them back. The Dread Spears have got themselves into the archers, but there's a lot of Betonia rallying now. Badge power slightly in Betonia's favour by the looks of it. But there we go. The Bowfire is actually trying to aim for the Damsel. The King, once again, after the Supreme Sorceress, doing a lovely bit of damage there. Just under 600 health left. But now his health, look at his health, just plummet. And even the Bowfire is after him now. And his regen's pretty much been capped as well. 620 health left. How much is the... Yeah, just under 600. So they're about same health, actually. But he has broken. So he's making a run for it. And I suspect with him going, the peasants seeing him run away would just think, why are we bothering then? We do have some knights. And oh dear, they've even got the Supreme Sorceress. And she's down. So he was taken down by the Grail Knights. Have managed to chase her down and finish her. And Betonia's King has returned. So yeah, he's low on health, but he can at least go around. But there is an assassin with a crossbow down there. So the King's actually charging him, which I think is a bit insane with the little bit of health he's got left. 767. Oh, but the assassin's at half health, and that one hit, he is actually smashing him, immediately making him waver. Could this be Betonia? Oh no, here comes all the Dark Riders, but he has broke. Oh, close call there. He's now taken off again away, and the peasants have taken up arms and are charging back against the Dark Riders to protect their King, if they can. And suddenly, it's not looking so solid for the Dark Elves. This battle's been absolutely back and forth. But, oh, that's some good hits there. He is dodging and weaving from those boats, but you can see Petunia kind of gathering their strength together. There's only a few Dark Riders, which are now out of ammunition. The boat thrower, nearly out of ammunition. The Witch Elves are not very, got much health left. And we've got some archers here picking off at the Dread Spears. Oh, and he's going after that assassin as well. He's determined to get him. He's dropped the Sword of Corona on him, so his armor's minus 30. We've only just under 400 health left. He should be able to hit him in just 1 or 2 hits. But he seems to be dodging like a little ninja. Meanwhile, over here, as you can see, the guys are trying to... Oh, is that going to be the shot that gets him? Oh, that was quite a lot of damage. It's even started to make him waver. But he is coming... Oh, he's broken. And once again, the balance power is slightly in Dark Elves' favour, because now the cavalry just charging in. But can the boat throw, the last of its shots, take out the king? No, it looks like he's pretty much just got out of range, and they're pretty much out of ammunition. And now the Dark Riders and the Witch Elves are just clearing up this charge that the Petonians tried to do, and it's all falling apart now. Yep, everything's now saturating for Petunia. The king has rallied, but I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to take out these Dark Riders and Witch Elves. And we do have some Dread Spears in there as well. But yeah, he's immediately wavering, even though there's not much really going on there. Can our Assassin's going, but yeah, there you go. The Reaper Bowfer has used its last shot to try and kill some peasant archers. What is the numbers here? 175 Dark Elves to 131 Petunia. But yeah, look at all this coming down now, and I don't think there's going to be much left for the king to be able to do. And the Assassins even... Oh, and the Assassins got... Well, the king broke. And because there was no ground units left, the whole thing falls apart. And that is a win for the Dark Elves. Very, very good battle there. As you can tell, I am just trying to get through these now as quickly as possible. So now we're going to finally have Petunia versus the Tomb Kings. And a good solid, we got Tomb Guard as a Sword of Flying with Tomb Guard of Halberds as a back. We also have Ushabti with Great Bows, some Carrion for support, and a Giant Sphinx. On the other side, we've got a couple of Vay Enchantress, which is nice to see. A couple of Paladins, some Peasants, some Spearmen, a load of, I believe those are the Grail Knights. We've got some Battle Pilgrims, some Archers, and mostly Foot Squires. So mostly Foot Squires against mostly Tomb Guard. Should be interesting to see how they do. So let's have a look at what the main lords have. So this is Grand Herefond Katept, which is a character, again, I don't think we've only seen him once or twice in this entire tournament. He's got Sandstorm, Arcane Conduct, Unification of Desecration, Unification of Cursed Blade, My Will Be Done, and the rest of this dead. We also have the Sphinx of Usept, so this is the Regiment Renowned. Great Bows as well, which is going to cause some problems. It pretty much means Petunia have to attack. As you can see, we do have the Carrion in the corner, but we do have, on the flank here, 2 Paladins. On Pegasus, both with Foe Seeker, Guardian, and... Oh, I can't remember it. Deadly Onslaught, that's the one. And here we have the main purse, a couple of Grail Knights, so I got that right, and the Fey Enchantress on horseback, leading them from the rear. And she has got Chalice of Potions, Favour of the Fey, Arcane Conduct, Regrowth, Shield of Thorns, Earthblood, Mist of the Lady, a Life Bloom, and Blessing of the Lady going for her. But of course, with the Ushabti and Great Bows, the pressure is going to be on for the Petonians to move forward. Squick Boss Mad Knobs is in the chat. Welcome, mate. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see too much of the chat because I've only got one monitor, which is kind of a shame. But that, I've ordered the cable and it's coming tomorrow. Yes, it's arriving tomorrow, so that would be good. Which will just be in time for the DLC. But also, this is the final battle of Group C, guys. Once this is done, Group C will be done, and then we can do, I think there's another group at the bottom, G or H, something like that, which has only got a couple of battles left, so we'll crunch them out, and then we should only have a couple, well, I think it's going to be like just over 10 replays left, and like I said, I am going to try and do as many as I can, but we'll have to see how it goes. The Grail Knights, though, trying to get into a better position here, are moving up the Fey Enchantress there as well. But the Ushabti have seen it coming, but now the archers are shooting at the Ushabti. But the archers have been left completely unprotected. Yes, Petonia's is doing the push forward, but boom, there goes those peasants. Look, their leadership's already half. Before the boom, gone. Support finished. Those are going to completely wipe them out. So now it's going to all come down to can Foot Squires beat Tomb Guard? Well, that's going to be the big question. Dual ability being dropped by the looks of it. And there we go, a nice hit there. That is Shield of Thorns as well, so it's raising, what's it raising? Physical resistance and weapon damage. So that's doing a nice bit of damage there. The Paladins have charged in and they're trying to do as much damage as they can against the Ushabti, but not great when you've got Tomb Guard with Halberd. But it looks like an ability is being dropped, probably the Chalice ability from the Fey Enchantress. So look at this micro, immediately scattering and then running back into it, but at least it was mostly done. Karen are now swarming the Fey Enchantress, trying to get rid of her, and the Sphinx has moved into the group of Ground Knights. Are these anti-large? They are, so they will do well against him, but they're kind of fixed into place, which is not great. The front line, though, desperately trying to push through. The peasants are breaking as expected. Yeah, Ushabti with great bows, though, doing great support. See what I did there. Got the Knights trying to fall back. The Paladins have come to try and help the Fey Enchantress and beat these horrible undead birds back. But the Knights have had to fall back so they can cycle charge, but they've taken a lot of damage. And this is only the first heal for the Tomb Kings. The archers need to get back into position so they can start giving support again. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. We do have a second noble here. He's kind of just scouting about, see what's going on. But it looks like those birds will be dealt with. The Knights, they were charging, then changed their mind. The front line, though, this is the main push here. And the Tomb Kings, quite rightfully so, have immediately charged in with their Sphinx to smash it in. These Tomb Guard are getting overwhelmed, so they could do some reinforcements. Maybe bring the Sphinx across and wipe them out. But I think his thinking is deal with this first, and then we can deal with the little pockets later. They've got the Fey Chargers have been there, and oh no, the Hellbirds turned around. They're not prepped, and immediately the Grail Knights get in there, and they're going to do a nice bit of damage against that. The archers have finally come back to support, and the nobles are charging in as well. And I've just realised the Tomb Kings don't have a lord anymore, do they? I think he fell a while back. I think the nobles, when they came down, sniped the lord and immediately destroyed him. Which is insane if that was the case. I can't see him anywhere on the field. No, he's definitely gone. Yeah, because that's the Fey Enchantress. Yeah, so Petonia sniped the Lord quite early into the battle to wipe them out. Now the archers are coming in trying to pick off the Ushabti. Badge power slightly in the Tomb King's favour. But since their Lord's going, the Fey Enchantress is still going. Oh, we got ability being dropped. And look at all that cheddar it's going to land in. Oh, if it actually lands. There we go. Flipping it, that is slow, isn't it? It gives it, I mean, Tomb Kings aren't exactly fast, but it gives them time to go. We do have some Battle Pilgrims with flame attacks taking on the Ushabti. Absolutely love it. The third regen's about to start soon, and meaning not only will they get more health, there's some Tomb Guard just sat there not doing anything, but they will also be able to summon some more Ushabti for close combat, which I think could swing this in the favour of the Tomb Kings. There's a lot of Petonia's trying to break. The Grail Knights have taken quite a bit of damage, but they do have the nobles sat there. They do have the Fey Enchantress ready. Tomb Guard over here finally moving up and getting towards the Fey Enchantress, but she's on horse, so she can just run away. Well, unicorn technically, but you get the point. Here, the nobles have heroically charged in, because look, a lot of them are starting to crumble. But then so are the nobles, and now there's been a, and there's the Ushabti charging in against the Fey Enchantress, making a run in. And of course that regen will keep the Tomb Kings going for that little bit longer. Both Paladins have broken. What's the balance of power like? Balance of power slightly in Tomb Kings' favour, but they are outnumbered by about 100 guys, but that doesn't mean much, really. When you think they could be archers and peasants. Your Sabti charges into the peasants and immediately pretty much wiping them out before turning around and doing that. The Ground Knights doing their best they can to salvage the situation. But this corner, look at the dead knights here. This corner, with the Tomb Guards and Halberds, with the Sphinx backing them up, has held against everything the knights can bring in. And over here we have one of the nobles come back to try and help some foot squires nobly, but not enough. And the Tomb Guard are now absolutely swarming them. Have these guys run out of ammunition? Nope, they're just not firing. There we go. I believe they're still firing at the Ground Knights, but now is the time for the Tomb Kings to recap, get together. I mean, the Peasant Archers are pretty much out of ammunition, so they're going to have to charge them in close combat. Here, the Shabti are actually doing a great job, even if it's just distracting the Bretonnian player until they fall apart. That's absolutely fine, because they're all recapping here. Dealing with what forces are here, including that noble. If they can take that noble out, would be nice, but I don't think they're going to be able to. Yet he does get away in time. Bretonnia is trying to focus their forces. Got a couple of a unit of archers and peasants here, but their main focus is over here. But I can't see it being enough to be able to push the forces of the Tomb Kings back. If these guys are all shielded, which I believe they are, yes they are. Even the small attack of... Oh no, their ammunition's just ran out as well. And theirs is close to running out. And the Sphinx is chasing down the peasant bowmen. But yeah, I was just about to say, don't overstretch, mate. Those Ground Knights will be all over you. And they will take him out. So they've got to be really careful. Your Sabti, the great bows, there are plenty of shots left. The archers are using up what they've got left to just do whatever damage they can. But I think, as you can see, Bretonnia, they've not got much here. Where the Tomb Kings are looking much stronger. What units they've got left, how much health they've got left, how their morale's looking. And remember, archers, they've got... Yeah, this one's just about run out of ammunition. And here comes the final valiant charge of Bretonnia. It's all or nothing at this point. Try and do what damage they can, but it just doesn't look like enough. I mean, the Sphinx has still got 4,500 health remaining. And yeah, he is now just smashing through these Bretonnians. Fair Enchantress getting in there, try and hold what they can. There you go, the last of the ammunition. Everything's now starting to shatter. Badge power is gradually getting more and more in the Tomb Kings' favour. Look, the Tomb Kings are now all moving up to finish what's left. Yeah, even the Grail Knights have had enough. The Fair Enchantress trying to hold on. Peasants coming in to try and help her, but yeah, it's just too elite. There's too much Tomb Guard here. And the Sphinx as well. It don't matter how much damage these guys do, it's just not going to be enough. And I think more and more Bretonnia is going to shatter as they go. And boom, there you go. Fair Enchantress is now broken. And with that, the bounce power is now, yeah, and there we go. The Tomb Kings win that game. So a nice bit of a freeway there we had with the Tomb Kings. There was Bretonnia Dark Elves against Bretonnia and Tomb Kings. Bretonnia then against, yeah. So all three races battling each other. But that is the end of Group C, guys. Well played to everyone there. And of course, everyone that did take part in this tournament. I really do appreciate all the time they put into it. We're now going to deal with the Group D, which I believe is 2 games of Vampire Counts. First one against the Vampire Coast, I believe. Or is this actually 2 Vampire Count? No, it's Dark Elves. What am I going on about? So, solid Dread Spears to hold the line with Black Crusaders, and Witch Elves to push with Shades to support, and a load of Code Worms, Assassin to take out the Necromancers and that. And here we got, Calm Wraiths, Graveguard, a load of Failed Bats, Black Knights, Stearnsmen, load of Skeletons as front line. We even have the Zombies as well. Always a good choice, just for comic reasons, really. We do have the Kano Assassin, who has got both his abilities, so Assassin's Trophies and Web of Shadows. Here we have Marathi once again on foot, who has got the Soul Stealer, Heartrender and Dark Sword, as well as Enchanting Beauty and Greater Arcane Conduct. Here we have, what's that? Necrus. Then we got Vampire Lord and Pexis. We'll go with that. And he has got Dark Protection, Arcane Conduct, Scroll of Legion, Earthen Rod, Raise Dead, Unification of No Heck, Spirit Leech, and the Hunger. Oh, what's that as well? Is that Wild Heart? It is. Life Legion, Curse of Undeath. Where is... There's probably a Necromancer hidden in a tree. So, no, Necromancer's at the front. Necromancer has Raised Dead, Gaze of Nagas, and Curse of Undeath, as well as Master of the Death. Now, if I'm correct, I believe they have both Raised Dead, which means technically the Undead have got an illegal army because they can summon more stuff than they're meant to do in a tournament format. We'll fast forward that. There we go, so now we can get the main line. Oh, there goes a nice attack there. How much damage did I do? A decent amount. Try and get that regen down. Shots being shot at the Khan Wraiths, but that's kind of a waste. But I do like this Dark Elf deployment. There's one line of undead coming in, but there's layers of the Dark Elves, so they can go where they're needed. But we do have Spirit Leech going, and Feldbats have jumped into the shades, but they don't care. That's just going to carry on firing. They are protected by the Witch Elves, and the Black Hawk Crusaders are going to come in and finish them off rather quickly. There we go. They've also rampaged, but the Khan Wraiths don't. Oh, you turned around. And then they turn back in, but oh, it's going to be messy. That's definitely going to be messy. But the Khan Wraith Skeleton Wars are getting in there. We do have some Code 1 Knights in reserve. Big units going here. Oh, look at that, though. So steely. Look at the amount of damage that's going to do. Well, those one unit of Dread Spears hold. The Feldbats actually rampaging is making it harder for the Dark Elves just to get rid of them. But I guess once they do go, they are gone. But we do have Graveguard with the Vampire and the Necromancer pushing up the centre. But they are being picked off by all of this range attack. The Shards are now in the centre, wiping out anything that moves there. And the K9 Assassins actually holding them in place, which is rather impressive. And it looks like we've got some zombies coming out of the ground. Yes, we do. So zombies are now coming out of the ground to deal with that. The Code Ones are trying to push up on this flank. We do have some Black Knights, I believe they were. Yes, Black Knights there, but they're putting back now. Why do people insist on pushing cavalry straight through the front line? They don't get a charge bonus. They're slowed right down. I just don't get it. But over here, these Dread Spears are actually holding them, which is a bit insane. That is quite insane. Is that more zombies? Yep, more zombies coming in. This is exactly what I mean, though. They wouldn't have been able to summon two zombies that quickly, one after the other. But it's because they've got two guys with the same spell. But Murderous Prowess has now activated, so they will start hopefully cutting these undead scum down in brutal fashion, as the Dark Elves do. As you can see, over here, the Black Ark Crusaders have destroyed the Skeleton Spearmen. Over here, the Dread Spears are actually holding. Zombies here are being wiped out. We do have... oh, we have a little hidden unit. We've got the Feasters in the Dusk, which are the Crypt Ghouls Regiment of Renown coming up. So that's going to be a nice surprise. But here, the main lines have all crunched up. But the Dark Elves do get to pick where they want to go, where they want to fight. Who they want to fight, because they had a layered defense. So now, as you can see, yeah, getting into the flank there. Though this group, I can't see breaking anytime soon. You've got the Tiff, you've got the Sternsmen, you've got Khan Wraiths, you've got other Graveguard, the Great Weapons. That group should hold till either they completely get wiped out or they win. That's pretty much what's going to happen here. Do have the Dark Shards going and trying to kill the Necromancer. We do have some more zombies coming out of the ground. But the Shades are doing a great job trying to snipe him out. He's only got half health left. So if they can keep focusing on him, they will take him down. But the Crypt Ghouls actually got encountered by the Dread Spears. Now, the Dread Spears will get slaughtered, but it gives the Dark Elves a warning. They're here. They're taking out a unit. They will try to get behind you, and they can consolidate their position. As you can see, the Code Ones of Shades moving in. Here, and this could go either way, but it looks like the Dark Elves have the slight edge here. Shades trying to get into a better position. Got some Code Ones getting in. The Witch Elves have turned around and are dealing with the Feasters in the Dusk. The Lord has taken quite a lot of damage. I'm surprised the Necromancer, all in this chaos, and the Necromancer's just like, yep, yeah, I'll just walk through it. Everything seems to be in order here. No one seems to be bothered attacking him, which is quite funny. Seems to be doing alright. But oh dear, there's a lot happening over here with the Vampire Counts taking a lot of damage. Dark Elves, look at the amount of volleys the Shards are throwing in, as well as the K9 Assassin. Of course, he has a crossbow as well. Probably want to focus as much as they can to the Lords, but they're trying to stop this massive block here of undead. You've got zombies that are just sat there, and then but that health would deteriorate because they were summoned. But yeah, as I thought, all this is now crumbling. So they're winning on this side. But I think the Dark Elves are winning on this side. So you're going to end up with two big blobs again. But while the Dark Elves are winning this side and the Undead are winning this side, while the Dark Elves are winning here, they're shooting the elite units of their charge. So these guys are taking a lot of damage for their win. Well, these, as you can see, the Dark Elves have got a lot of health left. The Cold ones, a lot of health. Why is that Necromancer just being left unchallenged? I don't get it. But I can confirm every Dark Elf tent has been knocked over. But in they come. Look, and of course, because they've rampaged, they're just being absolutely slaughtered. And here, yes, the Vampire Counts have won, but there's some Witch Elves holding them off. Kennar Assassin there. And a lot of them have been badly hurt. And some of these are summoned zombies. So that bulk will just disappear eventually over time. We have, as you can see, the Shades are getting themselves in a good position to give support. The Necromancer finally getting in there, but I don't know if that's a great idea. The zombies, there are more zombies been summoned trying to deal with the charge. That's just to stop them from shooting, let's be honest. But it looks like just under 600 health for the Vampire Lord. But now the Assassin is being absolutely overwhelmed by all of these undead, zombies, Calm Wraiths, Graveguard. He's got to get out of there. There's no way you'd be able to save out. But look, you've got this nice group of units here. If I was them, get these guys to deal with the zombies. Just get them wiped out. The shards can give support. But here, yeah, look, the Dark Elves are completely wiped out. Now they're dealing with the Necromancer one-on-one. Zombies have been summoned, but I think it's too little too late. And you can see suddenly the undead players moving in to try and support where they can. But Marafi's coming in as well. And he's only got 367 health left. And Marafi's pretty much at full health. Not reached his heal cap either. Those zombies will disappear in just a moment. Their health, yep, they're going to be gone. Boom, finished. And suddenly all that's there is the Tiff, which is the unit they did select. The Regiment of Renown. But now the Dark Elves, this is what I feared. They're now in a brilliant position and Dark Shards can just start firing in. That Lord, he's got very little health left. But he's going to have to land soon. The rest of his forces are being wiped out. See, bounce power is greatly in the Dark Elves' favour. All they need is whatever's got ammunition to fire at him. But the two Vampire Counts are doing a good job by bogging down any units that's got range in combat. But, oh, he got sniped! Oh! Surely that counts as a no-scope snipe. Look, Hadbo, one-handed, he takes out the Lord. And with that, it's pretty much sealed. The Vampire Counts will just crumble now. All that undead, yeah, as you can see, are just crumbling. And the Dark Elves take the field. Oh, that was an amazing shot there by the Assassin. Taking that last few hit points off and wiping them out. What have we got left? Nothing, apparently. That is it. A win for the Dark Elves. Very nice game. Very good. Generally back and forth, that one. But you could see it slowly. It was mainly the Shades. As you saw, the two big groups. The Dark Elves were winning one. The Vampire Counts the other. But the Dark Elves put their Shades to shoot the group that they were losing in. So all the elite units they had was getting whittled down at a range where they finished off the losers of that flank. And of course then, when the time they finished, they had no health. The Dark Elves, however, had full health units and such, and were able to just move in and clean up what was left. So well played, both players. That is, yep, that one. Let's just check the chat, see if anyone's there. We've got Mischa in the chat. We've got the Teutonic Order in the chat. Welcome, everyone. I know the chat's a bit quiet and things are a bit quiet, and this is a bit of a random stream, but got to try and get as much as we can done before pretty much I've run out of energy and can't do any more. So this is Undead versus Undead. The Zombies, Skeleton, Graveguard, Blood Knights, and the Crypt Ghouls and Fellbats versus Zombie Deckhands with pole arms, a couple of standard Serenes, Death Guard. Ooh, we got some of our things in that, and of course we also have the Count, who could be on his big Colossus. Animated Hoax. There we go. Thank you for having that there. Anti-infantry, defender, and aquatic. Very nice. So the vampires. We got a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with his Mohican. Very nice. Oh my. You know what? He's got a lot of abilities. We're just going to go with that. And we also have, where's the Count? The Count's actually on foot. And again, he's got loads of ability. So we're just going to go. So it's just... I don't want to read like 20 pages of stuff. So we got a Rotten Leviathan. We've got Animated Hoax moving in. What's the numbers? 1,426 vampire counts versus the 959 vampire coast. And of course with undead on undead, numbers can be quite important. Also, they do have a dragon, so, and the Fellbats, so they can come in, have a look, see what's going on. We also have the Blood Knights on either flank here being very sneaky. But they can scout what's going on, and then they can wait for the opportune moment to get in. Because obviously with flying, they can go wherever they want. But I do feel like that the Syrenes and that, it's just mostly skeleton warriors and that by the looks of it. Yeah, and zombies. Against these elite infantry, this could be a problem. But if they can just bog them down, as you can see, as soon as contact's made, the count immediately getting in there. Oh, and the dragon's getting in there. Immediately causing, and drop the Helm of Discord on them as well. Animated Hoax going in there. The Fellbats waiting for the right time to charge. We also have Graveguard coming in, so the elite infantry are now moving up. It looks like, yep, we've got some zombies coming up as well for the vampire counts. Here comes the Blood Knight. Going to charge straight to the rear of these Death Guard. And, oh, that's going to cause, oh, so many problems. Oh, so many problems. And we have got the Feasters and the Dust coming as well. And here comes another charge. And they've not even sent in the Graveguard. In comes the Fellbats as well, because you might as well. There's no artillery to worry about, so you might as well send in the Fellbats and deal with what you can. It looks like some fancy spells going down, though. Ooh! Pit of Sage going up against, I believe that is the Vampire Counts. No, it wouldn't be the Vampire Counts. It's most likely the, yeah, as you can see, the Syrene's taking a load of damage there. So, Vampire Counts summoned down instead of the Vampire Coast. I know what I mean. But look, these Blood Knights doing brilliant. In, out. Just wiping out everything they can. Smothering it. We do have the Rotten Leviathan though, but look, the Graveguard are only now just joining the battle, and the Fellbats are having a good time there. But as you can see, numbers low. You would say they don't seem to have lost a lot, but that's because they keep re-summoning the dead, because that's kind of what they do. Yeah, as you can see, heart piercing and that, identification, no head been dropped, the Animated Hoax coming to try and deal. We do have a duel, but I think it's slightly one-sided. You've got a pirate with a big chin versus a vampire lord or a dragon. Some deckhands have been summoned, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The front lines, though, it looks like it's going in the vampire counts, especially when you got 4 units of Graveguard. Only now just getting into the combat. And look, the Feasters of the Dark are doing a great job into the back there, dealing with the pole arms. Oh, we do have the bombardment being dropped by the Vampire Coast. These Blood Knights I can see doing really well as well. What's that? 24 kills, 58 kills. You guys need to catch up. These are just, they're owning this. But the Animated Hoax look like they are going down. The count's still at full health, which is impressive. Helm of Discord's been dropped again, so melee defensive attack is being dropped by quite a bit. Yeah, as you can see, slowly the undead are moving in. Well, I say the undead moving in, they're both undead, Shadow. The vampire counts are moving in. More Blood Knight charges coming into the rear. You don't have zombies in the way, but they probably will get a good charge off, and then we'll be able to move back as well. The Leviathan's moving in, but like I said, well, I say that. Oh, that's getting more. Graveguard's pretty much full strength. Here, beautiful surround here, slowly whittling down. I mean, the Syrenes are going to be a massive pain because their physical resistance being, you know, their ghosts and all. But the vampire counts have got the surround, and when I've ever seen undead against undead, it's normally who's got the numbers and who can surround and, you know, or snipe the Lord is the main thing there. And the fact that you got Graveguard kind of just sat there waiting to join the fight, you know. In comes the dragon, going for the Leviathan. Try and finish them off. Blood Knights, they need to get back out of there. They don't want to get too bogged down. But the fact that there's 80 Graveguard just sat there like, not taking part of it. Finally they move in. But that's absolutely fine because they were doing really well in the fight. And then it's like, as they might start losing, like the zombies and the cannon fire, Graveguard move in and finish off what's left. The Syrenes are pretty much wiped out. Blood Knight's trying to deal with him. Where's the count? The count's there full strength. I'm not looking too confident about this, though. But here comes the Blood Knights to do support bombardment on the Blood Dragon. But we do have the sort of anti-heroes. Leviathan, just under 3,000 health. And he's crumbling as well. So that's going to cause some serious problems. Just got to check the chat when this is going on. All quiet in the Shadows chat. But I understand. It's also because I've done like double live streams a day. But I've kind of had to try and get as many episodes as battles as I can covered. But I can still see it that I'm not going to be able to cover it all. The Leviathan though was falling apart then, but has come back. Which is rather unfortunate. As you see, the Blood Knights are trying to charge after them. And this battle in the top here, the Vampire Counts really want to try and wrap it up, because then they can charge downhill. In fact, has he done a single breath attack? Because does that count as magical? Is he about to do a breath attack just to make a point? Or has he forgot that he has it? No, he's just started to make a point. But that was a very well-timed one there, causing a lot of damage. And in he comes to try and finish it. Helm of Discord once again been dropped. Blood Knights coming in. This flank is pretty much crumbled. And it looks like the Count has actually been beaten. I can't... There he is. No, I was going to say, I was pretty sure he's at full health. But now, it's all turned into one blob here. We have got Vampire Coast will probably win this. Because up against... just Grey Guy and the Ghost Syringe, but they're actually abandoning it. And everyone's thrown in everything they've got to try and win this fight here. But the Leviathan, only just over 1,000 health left. The Count's not looking too great either. He is now taking damage. But the Vampire Lord is taking a lot of damage as well. So, yeah, this could go everywhere. The Syringe trying to get in. Those units have kind of been forgotten. But the Leviathan, only 600 health left. Identification no heck has been dropped on the Count to try and heal him. What's he got? He's got sort of anti-heals again, which is good. 500 health. They need to focus on the Leviathan. Get rid of him. And they have. He is down. Some Graveguard and zombies going flying. With him down, the Vampire Lord can get out of the way and focus on healing himself for doing some breath attacks. Maybe get rid of the Syringe if he can. The Count pretty much healed itself. In they come, trying to finish them off. Balance power is definitely in the Vampire Count's favour now. There's 400 Vampire Counts to 30 Vampire Counts. I believe that is, yep, 29 Syringes and Count Knockler. So it is just a matter of them crumbling and falling apart. We will fast forward this, because they are just... Oh, and they throw in the towel, and that is a win for the Vampire Counts. I believe that is the last. Yes, that is the last of Group G, guys. We then have a lot of Group E battles, because apparently I missed all of them. So we're going to do a load of them now. So Dwarves versus Norsca? Yeah, alright then. For those who have made it into this live stream, I do really appreciate though. Get the final one out of the way. We've got Dwarves, the Longbeards, Thunderers, Bolt Throwers, Slayers. With a Rune Lord versus a lot of Norsca champions. Oh, we got Troves and Famir. Oh, that'd be interesting. There's a lot of big stuff here. And they've got Bolt Throwers, Thunderers, Slayers. This is going to be interesting. So the Dwarfs just got the Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Versus a Runesmith there, who's got just the basic one. If we go over here, we do have Frog. Whoops, too far. I know what I'm doing. The Frog, who has got his Foe Seeker, Regen, and Fight or Die. That's the one. And then we have, there he is. Is he on horseback? He is. Otherwise, he would be tiny. So, Shaman of Metal. He's got the Enfeebling Foe, Transformation of Lead, Glittering Robe, Plague of Rust, and Metal Sifting. Let's get started. There's a lot of big stuff here, but they do have like ranged units that can snipe them. They do have Slayers that can deal with them. Don't think there's any shenanigans regarding yeah, we've got some Ice Wolves on the flank here, going the far way around this piece of terrain. Is that all impassable? Yeah, apparently all this is impassable. Which makes sense why the boat throws there. And there's a giant sword. Does anyone notice that? Why is there a giant sword? I don't know, but... Oh, look, and these guys are protected by Slayers. So they're expecting cavalry. Or some sort of large unit like dogs and have to go for them. Here you can see Norsca Troves getting some damage done. They actually fall them back. which is probably a bad move. They want to try and get in there as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they're just going to get sniped. As you can see, remember, Troll leadership is not very good. But the Thunderers are now aiming for the normal guys. We do have the Mist Stalkers. And it looks like they've got the Seiken instrument. Marathas, I want to say. It'd be funny if they did do that. Ring as they ran along. But in comes the Norscan charge with all its fury. With the Fimir coming in to the support with the Trolls. Where is those wolves? They are there. And they're taking their time because they can, really. They can't. Well, there's Dwarf Warriors and there's Slayers. That might be a bit overkill. But they just want to make sure the Thunderers, though, getting some good shots off. And this is the problem. There's a single Troll made it and he's going in for the Thunder. No, he's changing. No, he's going back. No, never mind. And he's going for him. He's going to go for him. Is he going to bother? He's just going to run along them and get shot. Fair enough. But yet, Fog has taken a huge amount of damage. He's definitely been sniped out. He's only got 2,400 health left. But the Trolls have made it in against the Thunderers, which is what they wanted. Try and disrupt all that shooting. We do have the Rune of Wrath and Rune being dropped as well. The Wolves have given up on the bow thrower. Makes sense. Charge in there. I think they're going for the Troll Hammers, but they're being intercepted by the Longbeards. But enough of them make it through now. And we got all these Norskins, Berserkers and Champions are charging through. Trying to mince through the front line. Fog's in there as well, back in the action. But, he heals rather fast, aren't he? But the centre line has crumbled for the Dwarves. But that's far. I mean, look at this chaos. They've Trolls, Fimir, Norska, the Dwarf, Slayer. It's just all a mess at the moment. We do have also the Sermon of Metal giving support. But then we do have the Rune Lord doing damage. We've got some Thunderers here getting some great point-blank shots on the Mist Stalkers. But if they could take the Lord out as well, it would be really, really helpful. Transformation of Lead has been dropped on the main group in the centre there. And this is the first... Did you see that giant fish? I might be distracted, but there was a giant fish. There, look! Giant fish. Right, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, battle. Tournament. That thing. We do have... Yeah, we got Dwarves being broken. Frog smashing his way through. Plague of Rust has been dropped on these Dwarf Boys to try and finally smash through. Because if they can smash through Frog here, they can move around. But the centre attack has been completely repulsed. Most of it destroyed by the looks of it. And suddenly the Dwarves do have the upper hand here. They got the high ground. They've managed to push back that charge in. We got some Trolls coming in, but they should be able to handle it. Especially if the Dragonback Slayer's getting in there. It's kind of what they were for. But finally the Dwarves here do break. But I think that's fine because there's enough of a line here. They've dealt with the main attack. We've got some Champions over there, but they're being absolutely swarmed. And the Dragonback Slayers, they're after the Trolls. Turn around. Oh, there's more Trolls coming in. But Fog as well is getting in there. But these are Dragonback Slayers. They're not going to break, and they're brilliant at anti-large. That's kind of their job. So they are going to be able to hold all of this in place. And maybe even win against it. Yep, so the Trolls immediately move on. They'll leave the Mordor Champions to fight there. And they've even been told to fight or die, which is ironic because that's what the Slayers are doing. Got the Thunderers getting into precision. I suspect they're going to be aiming for the Lord. Yep, they've shattered. They'll probably shatter. And he's taking a lot of damage. He's got just about 2,000 health left. Oh, and here comes the torpedoes and the boats and the Thunderers all taking their toll. He's nearly at just 1,000 health left. And he is starting to waver. Bounce Pack hugely in Dwarf favour now, as expected. Look, and the Thunderers have got him at point blank range. He has shattered, but I think they are going to try and finish him off, and he's down. Yes. The Great Book of Grudges will make a note of this victory. Unfortunately, with Norska, it didn't seem like they had enough punch to get through that front line, and when they did, there was enough guys at the back to deal with them. Those Thunderers being able to snipe those bigger targets, the Trolls, the Fimir. Suddenly, it was just Norskin guys left, and they were then quickly overwhelmed and taken to pieces. So that would be a dwarf of victory there. Let's have a look. Which one was that? It was... So that one? Yes, it was. Just checking the chat. Yeah, it's all quiet, but people are enjoying watching. That's important. So it's just Group D, E, and Oh, there's only a couple of E left. This is what I mean. We're so close to finishing it. I should really try and push myself. Oh, we've got Norska and Dwarfs again. And we've got... You know what, guys? I'm going to delete them because we're so close to finishing. And there's a lot, you know, a few there. If it's a mirror match of what we've already seen tonight, I am just going to delete it. I know it's a shame, but... So, Wood Elves and Dwarves. Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings we've not had yet. Vampire Counts and Dwarves, that's all good. Beastmen, Wood Elves, that'll be a good one. Empire Dark Elves, Lizardmen and Petonia. And Petonia and Dwarves. Okay, so a nice good mix up there. Let's go Wood Elves and Dwarves. So I've got a load of Longbeards there. Thunderers and Quarrels. So they're going for range. They're trying. It looks like the Dwarves, with the cannon as well, is going to try and outshoot the Wood Elves. But the Dwarves do on this map have the heal. There's some woods here they've got to be careful of. But there's a load of War Dancers, the Way Watchers. This should be interesting to see. So yeah, the Dwarves are taking up a position on the hill. They do have... that's where the cheap Dwarf Warriors are. They've sent the Dwarf Warriors in just to hold there. Here, though, we do have a Way Stalker, which you don't see often. He's kind of deployed himself right in the middle, and he's now being shot at. But look, he turned around to fire. Look at all the shots coming in, though. It's like, if I shoot one arrow, it might deter the others from shooting me. I doubt it. But here, we do have 4 units of Way Watchers with the other Way Stalker on that flank. And on here, this is where the main hit is. We've got Durfruit, we've got War Dancers, and we've got the Wildwood Rangers. So all great weapons are there. But the Dwarves do have the high ground. So what they should be able to do is, because they can see these, they should be able to focus on them. And all things going well, be able to focus on them, beat them, and then focus on this side. I mean, the Dwarf Warriors and things like that should be able to hold the line. Is that cannon seriously going to fire at him? That'd be hilarious. His lead zip is going down, though. They couldn't see them. So suddenly these guys, even though they're in the open, suddenly just, hello. Oh, and there's some shots going in there. Immediately, oh, wow, look at that. Half health from the quarters already from that one hit. We do have Nongurum's Iron Breakers, which I know are absolute pain to try and break. But look, most of the units, Thunderers and the Quarrels, have gone to this side because they know the Wood Elves are going to use the woods. I mean, it just makes sense. Against a race that can have a lot of ranged fire, it makes sense to use the woods so you appear in front of them. But if the Dwarf Warriors there to scout them, and the Dwarf Warriors are hidden themselves, so the Wood Elves won't know they've been spotted too late. On this side, though, the Wood Dwarves are trying to push forward. But look at this, the amount of firepower they're able to do. It's going to cause so much problem for the Dwarves. Cora is trying to get in range, but there's not many of them left. All they can hope really there is to absorb as many shots as they can with their shields, and then they'll have to get into combat, and that's when they can deal with them. I like this. This guy's actually using the terrain to hide from the cannon, so they can't just snipe him out. The Wood Elves here, though, aren't really moving, which is absolutely fine for the Dwarves, because the Dwarves can then focus their cannons and all that on this side. Though I don't think they're really bothering too much. They're just... I do like the way the Dwarves haven't gone mad. They've just set a couple of units, as you can see, a couple of range. The cannons are firing. The Rune Lord's there just to give them a buff. And yeah, they're just trying to hold. They've not dedicated. They've not moved away from this point here. And I think that Way Stalker's actually trying to taunt them. Kind of like, I'm here, send units against me, and the Dwarves are not having it, stubbornly holding onto the hill. It looks like they are repositioning, but I think they are repositioning to hold the hill better, because I think this kind of confirms what they're thinking is, they're here, they just haven't came out yet. But the cores on this flank are being absolutely destroyed, and the amount of firepower they're shooting back is almost pitiful, unfortunately. And oh, going for the cannon there. And don't forget, Dragonback Slayers, they'll be great when Durfu decides to show himself. And these Wood Elves actually going to come out. I don't think they are. Not anytime soon. Okay. But look, now the Way Watchers are moving across and getting some shots in the front, but they are taking on new callers. So they're kind of giving up attacking this flank. It looks like the Wood Elves are going to try and gather together. And I think this is taunting. The Wood Elves are like, come on, come at me. And the Dwarves are going, nope, We've got the hill. We know you guys have got some elite infantry somewhere in the woods. We're not moving. We're going to hold here, because eventually the ammunition will run out. It's that simple. As you see, the quarters, they're pretty much already dead. The damage they're doing, so they are sending them out. Oh, look at that, guys! That was a beautiful hit on the iron break. It's done loads of damage there because it hit along the flank and kept on going. That was rather painful. But they're doing a great job, just kind of putting them on the back foot, keep them busy. And the thing is, because these guys have already taken a lot of damage, they might as well take what's left coming, because then the rest can be at full health. Looks like he's actually charged in to deal with that. Oh, he stabs that dwarf in the back. Because, you know, that's what elves do to everyone. Ever. Thunderers, though, now getting into range to fire. And these guys should do a lot of damage. But they've got to be careful. They don't want to give away too much. I mean, look at Durfu just sat on the side with his melee guys waiting for the opportune time to move in. He doesn't want to go in where these units are still a threat. The cores are being abandoned. There's some dwarves there. But then again, these dwarves, if they moved in, the elf would just walk away. So, it's literally no point. Fortunately, the Thunderers are taking an absolute pounding, and they're now trying to make a run for it. But yeah, it's interesting. The Weight Watchers are barely taking any damage. So you know what? I am going to fast forward this. Because I say, I am kind of on a timer. And this game's going to... Look at this, though. Nothing's moving here. The Weight Watchers are doing all the attacking and that, but I think the dwarves have got great patience. Oh, Durfu's on the move. He's revealed himself. We're now coming up to 7 minutes. We've hit 7 minutes. And I think barely anyone's died. But in comes the elite now. It's taken over 8 minutes. Oh, no, they've stopped at the wood's edge. Finally, they're moving in, and look, the dwarves are immediately counter-attacking. Dragon backstairs immediately going for Durfu, because they will be able to finish him. The cannon has still got some ammunition, so they will be able to take him out. The Weight Watchers are being a real pain in this game. It looks like the War Dancers kind of got left behind. And it looks like at least one of the elves will die. Blasting charges being dropped on the Wildwood Rangers, which is always good to see Wood Elves on fire. The Dragon backstairs have made it into combat. He has done Earthblood on himself to try and heal himself and the Wildwood Rangers up. And of course these damn guys are shooting in as well. Look, but this is what I meant. The Weight Watchers run out of ammunition. They're now charging in. And this is when the dwarves should start taking advantage. Durfu, though, taking a lot of damage. These guys are broken. And remember, the Dragon backstairs aren't going to care. They're really not going to care. And suddenly all the units that have run out of ammunition are trying to get into combat to try and support. But Durfu's been chased down. He's just got 1,700 health left. We do have the War Dancers. I've got on the back flank, but they are up against the Grumbling Guard, who aren't going to move for anyone. We also have some Dwarf Warriors here that could probably come around, swing around and deal with that. But yeah, Durfu's taking a lot of damage. And while he's running, all these range units, look, taking him in the back. The War Dancers are coming in to try and deal with the Dragon backstairs and finish them off. The Weight Watchers, you can see, are now running out of ammunition and pushing up. Even the cannon's been abandoned because they've got no ammunition left. What's going on over... In fact, where's the Lord? Rune Lord... Rune Lord's classic dwarf fighting at the front, smashing them down. The Slayers are actually getting wiped out by the War Dancers, so they've got to put out because they will just outdo them. Durfu, though, he has rallied, but there's less than 700 points of health left. Badge Badge, you see, is in the dwarf's favour, but it's quite scattered. It's all over the place. There is still some range units of ammunition here. But yeah, Grumbling Guard coming in. The miners of those blasting charges, they really want to make the most out of those charges if they can. I think there's some Wood Elves over there as well. Durfu is doing some, regrowth. He's doing his Wood Elf thing. That's what we're going to say. But look at these guys coming in, dealing with the quarters. And look at the blades they've got. They will just, as you can see, cut them down. I mean, these guys are really tired as well. They've been fine for ages. Well, the Rangers have barely got involved. Yep, they've finally broken. And on top of the hill, everything is attacking these War Dancers, trying to secure the hill. Got some miners coming in as well, after doing some blasting charges. Here comes Durfu, though, but I think He's on, oh, I say that, he's back up to 2,000 health. Wood elves. But yeah, a lot of the Wildwood Rangers are going. Bounce powers more. And look, army losses are kicking in. Everything's breaking down. I think the dwarves have held. But it's been one hell of a battle. But I'm so glad I fast forwarded. Because that was like 3-4 minutes more of just them going backwards and forwards. That was definitely a game of patience. Because the Wood Elves was trying to taunt the dwarves constantly. Come at me, come at me, come at me. And the dwarves knew that it's like, well, we can't catch you. I know you've got troops in the woods. If I leave this hill, I will die. It's that simple. But he did send in the odd quarrelers. He ended in sending in thunderers. The cannon was constantly firing. But eventually there, the stubborn dwarves were able to hold the hill and nearly take out Durfu, which is absolutely... Oh, it wasn't Durfu. It's just an ancient tree man. Oh, well, now I just feel silly. Moving on. See if anything's going in the chat. Oh, Breton is next. Right, you want Petonia next, Teutonic Order? Well, you would. You are the Teutonic Order. Kind of makes sense. Let's see if we have Petonia next for you. We'll go Petonia against Lizardmen because we've already had Dwarfs and Petonia thinking about it, so we'll delete that one. And then we'll do Petonia versus Lizardmen, because that's always a fun game. So yeah, archers, some foot squires, some peasants. Got the Damsel of Life. We got Aldrich, who gets his trident tomorrow. Yes, finally. We got a lot of looks like Quested Knights and Grail Knights. Lizardmen, mostly skinks and cavalry. Oh dear. You've got peasants against skinks. You've got horned ones and cold ones against It's the weakest of the infantry versus the strongest of the cavalry, I think. So we've got Elbrick, we've got Elbrick in his fancy blue and yellow colour scheme, who has got Heroic Killing Blow, Rally, Foe Seeker, and Encourage. Where is the lady? There she is. Damsel of Life on horseback. And she's just got, yeah, the Regrowth and Earthblood, Power Stone. The usual. On the Lizardmen side, I was going to say Skaven, but we haven't had Skaven in ages. Got Source Blood on the big T-Rex, which is concerning. Horn of Crocscore, Rally, Amulet of Itcher, the Foe Seeker, and Cold-Blooded. And we also have a Skink of Heavens, I believe that is. But what has he got? I can't tell because he's mixed in with other Skinks. You know what? He's got Heavenly Stuff, that'll do. But this should be really interesting. I mean, the fact that he's on a T-Rex, but then again, he's on a flyer. This is going to, it's going to go down well. It's a quite a straight fight. I mean, the two generals have met in the middle. They've nodded at each other. So are we in agreement? Yep, here's some free peasants. I think the idea here was the peasants are to feed this Carnosaur, and then he won't want to eat any more of the main guys. I think that's the theory there. Archers getting some good shots in there, but not doing too much damage. The Skinks, though, getting in there. And the thing is where the Skinks have better mobility, and they've got the Javelins, as you can see here. The Javelins, if used correctly, could do a load of damage. Oh, we do have some Temple Guard in there. Look, it's like, charge them with the pitchforks and shovels. You know, it's not like this race has been bred to slay demons or anything. In comes the Code 1 Spear Riders, and look, stray in there, but they're being charged by the Polearm Men-at-Arm. We also have the Grail Knights getting in there as well. Over here, we have a tree. Yep, we've got Earthblood with Extended, so they're going to keep on going, the Quested Knights. But the Horned ones are ripping them to shreds. Look how much damage they're doing. But the Carnosaur, the Source Earthblood, is taking half health, and he's getting lower and lower. I think this is going to be a really quick game either way. The Skinks are now coming in. As you can see, the main line's being overwhelmed, but the Foot Squires are now holding it. Oh, the Source Earthblood, he is breaking. He's only got 1,500 health left. And he's trying to get Ulbrich, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 1,000 health left. I love the way that little smidge is 1,000. But uh-oh. Anti-large Grail Knights coming in for the kill. I think they're going to take him out. The V crumbles. And it's only Skinks as well. He is going to try and get out of there, though. With 650 health. The Archers peppering him. The Grey Knights finishing. But look, we got Horned ones counter-charging into him. Trying to finish him off. I believe, yeah, Cold-Blooded is back in there. So that is going to try and heal him up if he can. And yeah, the Question Knights are broken. The Grail Knights are struggling. Where's their Lord gone? Ah, he's over here. He's flown away. But he's being chased by some Horned Wombs. He's only on half health. And that the Question Knights have returned. And they're going in to slay the T-Rex. He's only got 350 health left. They could do it. Could the Question Knights complete a quest and slay him? And they have. They've killed him. He's taken down. And on the main line here, you can see the Foot Squires doing a fantastic job. The Knights clearing up over here. The Archers doing a fantastic job. Certainly Ban's power is more in the Bretonnians' favour. And of course, Elberic, I believe his name is, isn't it? Yeah, Elberic is eager to fly around, boosting up morale and finishing them off. The cavalry, great job. And there's more men-at-arms, more motivated now, coming in, try and finish it off. We do have the King Priest of Heavens. We do have the Temple Guard coming in. But, there's just so much going on. The Damsel is taking on Skinks, but the Skinks are being all shot to bits, and the main line has crumbled for the Lizardmen. The only thing that's left here is the Temple Guard, and they can either now just keep the Foot Squires there, or get these guys to come and support. It looks like the Archer's going to give support, and the rest is coming back to deal with the forces of Lizardmen that have got behind. Do have some peasants back here. They need to get in there, because, you know, they are vital to this combat. As in, feed the dinosaurs, and then they might go in a food coma, and then we can beat the riders, something like that. The men-at-arms and polearms are being destroyed here by the Horned Ones, but they've done a lot of damage there. They've done a good job. And with Elbrick there, with most of his health left, yeah, Ban's power more and more in the Bretonnians' favour, as the Archers deal with that. The Temple Guard have turned around to deal with the men-at-arms back here, because they were chasing reserves. So in the meantime, these Archers are now fighting in what is the main engagement. What's that? Yeah, we've even got Peasant Bowmen here as well. So they're absolutely slaughtering the Lizardmen. They've all been caught in this death trap here. In comes the Lord, smashing and trying to deal with that Skink Priest of Heaven. Just try and get rid of him. He's a pain. More Lizardmen over here rallying, so they're trying to deal with that. Harmonic Conversion has been dropped on the Lizardmen, so that could cause some problems. But we do have what looks like, yeah, Rally's been dropped on him. I expect some healing will go down on him as well. But yeah, look, you're going being held by peasants. And it's fine. Temple Guard held by peasants, supported by Archers. That's a problem. Some polearms over there actually doing a great job holding the Lizardmen reinforcement. Question Knights have wiped them out. All they've got to do is destroy this group here. And there's, what, 32 Temple Guard and a Skink Priest. That is it. Foot Squires have charged in as well. We've got 2 units of Foot Squires. One of pretty good health, actually. And even the peasants are having a good time dealing with the Skink. Archers, though, have turned their attention on the Lizardmen reinforcements. Makes sense. Go for the guys that are charging you. And are in the open. And it looks like that is that a win for Bretonnia? Yes, it is. The Lizardmen throw in the towel. And that is a win for Bretonnia. Well played to the Knights. 152 kills. Brilliant. And, of course, took out the Sorso Blood. That's got to get him a few bonus points, surely, of the lady. So, let's have a look. That was that one. So, let's do the last round of E, which is Vampire Coast. And then we've got one of F, which is Empire and Dark Elves. Then we've got Beastmen, Wood Elves, Vampire Coast and Dwarves, Vampire Counts and Toon Kings. In fact, we've had Undead on Undead, so we'll get rid of that. I'm literally thinking of excuses to try and get rid of some of these now. I'm not going to lie. And honestly, we've had enough of them as well. So we're going to have these final 3 battles. Because I generally just want to finish that off. So Vampire, Empire and Dark Elves. Vampire Coast and Greenskins. Wood Elves and Beastmen are nice. I don't think any of the races, actually, are they? No, none of the races are duplicated. So let's do these last 3 games of the qualifiers. 120 games, guys, we've had to play to get this group of 48 to 16. And I think the moral of the story is, if I ever have a stupid idea like this again, everyone come around my apartment and slap me. Just slap me. What the hell? The Beastmen have vanguarded forwards to the mid, and so have the Wood Elves. We got Dryads. No, I think actually it's just the Beastmen have vanguarded. Have they? Yeah, no, they've all got. Is that Vanguard? No, that's immune psychology. That's Vanguard. Do they have Vanguard? Right, oh dear, everything's vanguarded again. But we do have Centicles and throwing axes. We do have some on the other flank as well. But they do have a Glade Lord on a dragon. They do have the Deepwood Scouts. Deepwood Scouts. Tell me where the Deepwoods are. Honestly. And here we've got a few scattered units. We've got a Spellsinger of Life. But there are some Chaos Warhands of Poison right there. Ah, we have some Wild Riders here. Making sure nothing's in the corner. It's like, oh no, are they behind us? No, they're actually in front of us. So we'll get started. And immediately the combat, you know what, let's go for, as it's one of the last battles of the tournament, let's get a nice... Because it's just going to be where the vanguards taking out each other for a while. Beautiful. This is what it's all about. The thing is, the Wood Elves do have the support and fire, but the Beastmen have the numbers up front. Oh, Ungol Raiders proving me wrong with some firepower there. Looks like some Ungol Raiders are already running away. Oh, that was beautifully timed. I didn't know that was going to happen, guys, but it did, and I love it. Centicles have moved around here, dealing with the Wild Riders on this side. And here comes the Centicles dealing with that side as well. Get rid of that so you can see everything. But I think the Beastmen are going to overwhelm the centre. But the Wild Riders are going to prove a problem. Charging in against the Chaos Warhounds. So I think an important part is the skirmishes here. Who's going to win of the cavalry here and here? Now I think the oh, I say that. Warhounds are being beaten back. We have got a Feral Manticore now summoned for the Beastmen. But the Deepwood Scouts are doing a great job supporting. But the centre has now been completely smashed. And the Wood Beastmen now have free reign. Yeah, look, everything's smashed on this side. So if they were clever, they would try and smash in here. But the Centicles, forget them, turn around, catch these in combat, and then get the infantry to deal with them. Archers doing it. We do have the Forest Dragon going into the Gore Herd, trying to save this lot so they can then move in. The Wood Elves are definitely dominating this side. Beastmen, mostly dominating this side in the centre. But those Wildwood Rangers are going to be a massive pain for the Beastmen to deal with. We do have a Brave Shaman of Beasts just sat there. We've got some Ungles that ran away, but they can now come back. Over here with Centicles taking on the Wild Riders. Should be an interesting skirmish to see how that ends up. But yeah, as you can see, these guys are now just falling back and slaughtering everyone. But Markov has moved in and they're trying to do... And they're just shooting the Glade Lord. But in comes the Wild Riders on their elegant steeds. And Mugov somehow stopped them. But yeah, if they can just keep shooting him with all the range, he's going to take a lot of damage. But there's a lot of cavalry here that the Wood Elves can bring in to slaughter the Beastmen that do make it through. As you can see, the bush here has kind of disintegrated because the Wood Elves can just move around them, as Wood Elves are prone to do. Centicles actually did get beaten by the Wild Riders. I'm not sure what this Feral Manticle's doing. If you're going to attack, mate, get in there. Otherwise, yeah, what are you doing? There he goes. There he goes. And we've got Deepwood Scouts moving up as well. Can they move and fire? Of course they can. Over here, the main centre person has actually been beaten. I think, yeah, he's trying to call core violence, but it's kind of broken. The Beastmen are actually losing this engagement. The Wood Elves are now dominating it. It helps that they got a dragon that can kind of go wherever he pleases. Because they've dealt with all the range. And the amount of cavalry as well the Wood Elves have are absolutely slaughtering anything they find really. And they can just gan up on what they want. As you can see here, like these poor guys, the destroyers of Drackwood have been completely wiped out now. And it looks like, yeah, balance power is definitely going in the favour of the Wood Elves now. And they've still got a lot of ammunition up as well. And a dragon. Yeah, and you see just some Wild Riders coming in to deal with the Brave Shaman, wipe him out. McGuff is actually taking on 2 units of Wild Riders alone. But he's taking a lot of damage, and more importantly, his leadership's plummeting as well. We've got some Beastmen making some valiant charges, but they've been so decimated by the ranged attacks. As you can see, it's pocket resistance at best. And it is more just a matter, I think, now of time than anything. Yeah, as you can see, they're dealing with the Brave Shaman, wiped him out, and everything breaks. And that is a win for the Wood Elves. Damn Wood Elves. But to be fair, that was a very well played game there. The Beastmen broke for the centre of City Vanguard. The Wood Elves were like, yeah, alright then, you have that, we'll shoot you. And look at the amount of kills the cavalry did. That's what it was about. The front line, heavy infantry, dealt with the fighting mainly. Yeah, they did break eventually, but they did come back and killed a lot. Obviously, Singer kept them going. The Dragon caused terror. The range support could go anywhere, and this cavalry absolutely dominated the game here. As you can see, over 100 kills each. Puff and you're slacking. But yeah, that is that one done. Let's just check out the chat now, see what's going on. Mostly just the Teutonic Order talking about how great it is. Love me, Wood Elves. Oh dear. But we've only got 2 battles remaining. So the Vampire Coast and the Empire. We will have the Greenskins and Vampire Coast first. So we've got some Goblins, the Rusty Arrows, and the 8-Peak Loonies. Some Biggins, Spider. We got double Giants, guys. This game's got Giants. And what have they got on their side? Oh, good grief. They've got the Bessie. And they've got... Oh, it's got to be a battle of the big guns against the big Giants. This is fantastic. So yeah, big Giants there. We do have Wazak as well. Is he on his pig? He is. Good amount of range as well. Now it's just get... Oh! Look at that. Just so elegant. As it's about to land on the first spot. The thing is, these guys could easily get away from that explosion if they ran. But they didn't. They really didn't. Gotta cook me some spiders. Over here we do have some fail bats, just protecting the flanks, making sure there's nothing going on. Now they know there's no flanking. We do have also the Lamprins Revenge, so Rotten Prometheus Gunnery Mob, which are absolutely pretty. Look at that drool. That is, that is a lot of detail. We do have some units hidden in the woods, including some Death Guard as well. But yeah, this is all about, and we even got a gunnery right on a crab. Where's the general? Oh, and she's on a crab. So it is just a battle of the big ones, really. Let's get this battle underway. Problem is, they don't have any cannons. If they had cannons, they could kill the 2 giants. Have the 2 giants. Or Gaze of Mork, I believe that is, going in, trying to get some hits. Hit Queen Bess. What are the numbers looking like? It's only 100 in the favour of the Greenskins. Those 2 giants are really making it worth it then. But in comes the Rotten Prometheans coming in to deal with the Forest Spider Riders. Just to kind of scare them off, keep them busy. Do have... Oh, something's being dropped on him. I saw something being dropped. But yeah, oh, more blasts. They're really picking each other. But instead, this one did half damage. And nearly took his leash out. There goes Bessie. Straight into the Orc Biggins as well. But yeah, look, Vampire Lord's moving. There's the order for the Greenskins to advance. Don't think there's really anything on this side, is there? Oh, I take that back. No, there's actually a load of stuff on this side. Wolves and Spider Riders. Let's have a look here. They're moving forward, but when they move forward, these guys are incredibly tough. So they can take these shots and just weather the storm pretty much and not care. The Failbats could come in as well and counter them. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with these giants, though. Will be interesting to see. Those Biggins have taken a beating. The 8-Peak Loonies are getting in there as well. But they do have the numbers as well. There goes another shot from Queen Bess. Is it going to be right? Where's it going? Oh! Beautiful! The Orc Biggins. Good smash in the middle there. Yeah, if I was the Failbat, I'd move in. They're getting some goblins. I say that, they're doing a good job pinning this side in. So they can focus in the middle. And I love the way there's Vampire Fleet Admiral. It's just like, don't care. Come at me. There are some coming in on this flank. And these are just standard Rotten Prometheans. So they don't have that range attack going for them. But the main engagement has now clashed. We've got the 8-Peak Loonies are getting in there. But immediately getting charged in the back. But they are unbreakable. So they're not going to care. Biggins coming in. But these are breakable. So if they're... Oh, and it's Deckhands Mob Regiment for now. The Failbats jumping on them as well. That's going to cause a lot of problems. But I'm just interested to see how many shots Queen Bess gets. There's another good shot. The Giants aren't really moving forward. I feel that the Greenskins are hesitating too much. There goes the Warg. But a lot of their main units aren't in range, aren't in combat. which isn't great, to be honest. And, I mean, we got some units in the back, and they have spotted the hidden reserves. That's the thing, there's a lot of reserves for the undead. The failed batch chasing away the Manging Marauders. But the thing is, of the greenskins, this is just a nuisance. This isn't like the main fight. But the giants getting in there, and these warging, because apparently all armored giant can warg. Queen Bess getting another nice shot into the Orc Arrow boys. How many? Oh! But there are some Forest Spider Riders have charged in there desperately to try and shut down Queen Bess. But I don't think it's going to be enough because there's deckhands mob with polearms, so they will get the bonus against them. How does this Queen... Oh, she's only killed 60. But she's done a lot of damage. But the greenskins do have a lot going here. I mean, you've got a giant pretty much at full health. Another giant that's coming in to slap these deckhands mobs down. I desperately need a drink. That's better. What's happened? Oh, everybody's dead. Oh dear, the giant is going for the gunnery right. And he's got Fist of Gork dropped on him as well. It's going to be a problem. Goblins are actually beating the deckhands mob. That's quite impressive. There we go. They have beaten the attack on Queen Bess, so she now may continue firing. We do have some Death Guard elite infantry here, though, protecting the flank. And we do have the mob polearms coming in, so they're anti-large. But the gunnery rush taking a lot of damage. The fleet admiral's got to try and get out of there. Queen Bess, beautiful shot into rusty arrows there. Took out at least a third of their armed units there. But the deckhands mob is being beaten. And we do have the Orc Biggins coming in. So I do feel like the Vampire Coast are actually on the back foot. On the back foot, they're getting surrounded by these skirmishes. And they are seem to be rallying around gunnery. Enchanted Ballista. Why haven't they been doing that throughout? Is there going to be another shot? Nice shot into the rusty arrows. Hopefully make him break. The Regiment Renowned is pushing up. But there is Orc Arrow boys here now. So they will probably destroy them. Got... Oh, that was friendly fire. And these two giants are just having a whale of a time. Because it's pirates saying. Look, I've been doing this tournament too long, alright? And it's just the quarterfinals. But we are nearly finished. That is best out phrase. There goes another shot. They're down. And I suspect that's... Betron, where's that going? Apparently against a unit that's ran away. Bit of a misclick there. Wazark, who's took a lot of damage at the beginning, is hiding in the woods. Very sound choice. There's regen go up. The giants are having a great time here. Smashing through the polearms and that. You've got the AP loonies. You've got Biggins coming in. Death Guard's trying to support. But look at all this, guys. And the thing is, they've got nothing to counter it. So they can just sit there and shoot at them at point blank range. And it looks like, oh, Fleet Captain has only got 520 health left. And there's even guys here. And the Goblins are finally winning that battle. It took them long enough. And why is that unit not doing that? Queen Bess once again firing. And she's down. And with that, I can see the bounce power going in. Oh, they did get a beautiful shot on the Arrow boys. But these giants, they're just going to be... I think giants are generally make or break. If you use them right, and they do a good job, they can stomp anything. But if they get poked out by anti-large or sniped artillery or something, they just fall apart. But in this game, they haven't been able to... That's going to... Is that a shot in? No, they're going for the Arrow boys, who are moving forwards. Into the shot, apparently. That's painful, but yeah, the Arrow boys... Ah, that's why they moved forward, though. They can now hit the Death Guard from here. And that's exactly what they're doing. The last real solid resistance for the Vampire camps. And you got the polearms, but the giants are smashing them in. Yeah, so that's the main unit there. And oh, the wolves, the Magma Orders going in against Queen Bess. But she does get a shot off first. Where's that going? I suspect that's the Orc Arrow boys. Straight in the middle. Fantastic there. And that's pretty much going to make them break. But I generally think it's too little too late. Yeah, now they're being overwhelmed. But all the skirmish cavalry, they've used all their ammunition up and now just charge it in. They can charge in quite comfortably. Bounce power is slightly in the Orcs' favour. How are we looking for numbers? They're outnumbering them 4-1. And 2 of those 400 are... Oh, is this going to be a beautiful... Oh, what a beautiful shot right in the middle there. If Queen Bess is going down, she's taking as many as she can with her. I mean, how many kills is that now? 1 apparently. No, the wrong thing. Still, Queen Bess, 226 kills. But now it's just everything's rallied around that cannon. And the Giants are getting in there. And remember, Wazak is still alive. So they will keep leadership because their general's not dead yet. And everything's crumbling. And there we go, guys. That is the end of the Vampire Coast for this tournament. The greenskins of their Giants smacking them in and finishing them off. Fantastic game there. But we got to see two very unusual large units on each side. Look, 227 in the end. But the Giants, 101 and 33. The 33 must have been the one that came in a bit later. But did help out a lot. But yeah, fantastic. The Orcs just stomped over this. Their harassment units were just too much. And then the main army, the big ends and that, just walked through them. Even the Goblins did. Look, one group of Goblins got 114 kills. That's impressive. That is impressive, guys. So here we go. That one is done. We are nearly 2 hours into this live stream. And we are in the final battle. And this is Hero of Rome with the Empire versus Melonhead as the Dark Elves. A classic lineup. 4 Flatulence. Got 3 Spearmen, Empire Knights, Blazing Side, the Royal Otter of Griffeyes, Silver Bullets, Sun Sigma. We've also got a Jade Wizard by the looks of it, Witch Hunter and Boris Topbringer versus Marathi with her Death Hag. A load of Black Corsairs, a lot of Code Worms, Dark Riders, yeah. And here they are. This is the final battle. But we do have some Dark Riders literally behind them. So the Empire's got to be careful. And the Empire's a lot more stretched out as well. We do have some boat throwers here. And they do the multi-shot. Why has people not been doing that? Get some nice shots on the Sigma Suns there. Look at that. Beautiful. And immediately we got an engagement going on here. Black Ark Crusaders against the Flagellants. Now I believe the Black Ark Crusaders are better fighters, but the Flagellants won't break. But we do have the Death Hag jumping in, so she should be able to tore through that. And if I remember rightly, the Dark Elves generally have the edge in this matchup between the with the Empire, but we do have some Empire Knights coming in there. Look, and now they've gone to the single shot to deal with the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Main line coming in, but I think the Dark Elves should be able to hold the main line. Yeah, the Flagellants have taken a real beating, but they have taken a lot of Dark Elves with them. Sigma Sun's just getting into combat. Knights of the Blazing Sun, going to be a problem. But again, some great shots. And here comes the Dark Riders. Oh, they will sneak in. And the Silver Bullets are being absolutely massacred. Where's the second group? Second group's over there. But yeah, now they're teaming up on that, but they don't care. They're just going to focus on getting those Silver Bullets out of the game, which they are doing a fantastic job on. Here comes Boris Topbringer to try and help with this flank attack. Deal with these Code Worm Knights who have been terrified of it. We've got Flagellants coming in on the side now. That's going to cause some serious problems. There goes Murderous Prowess, though. So that's going to cause a lot of problems for them. The Silver Bullets have rallied. We do have some healing being dropped on this unit. But the Dark Riders have actually got around and are now charging into the rear of those Flagellants as well. They won't be able to break up. They've been shattered. So the Knights of the Blazing Sun, they probably want to charge in to try and deal with this. But they do have Dread Spears there. And it looks like the Empire Knights here, yeah, did get beaten back by the Code Worm Knights. Good tactical withdrawal there. And we've got crazy Flagellants that are rampaging. This main line, though, could go either way at this point. But it looks like it's actually in the favour of Empire, slowly pushing the Dark Elves back. Code Worm Knights protecting the artillery. The artillery doing a great job pinning things down. But just because the Flagellants won't break, and they've got more men, I believe. Yeah, they started with a couple of hundred more men, which could be all they need. And the cavalry as well doing a great job. In comes Marathi, though, doing a nice pick up on the Sigma Suns and getting out of there again. But they've... Oh, and after the Jade Wizard now. Gotta be careful, though, because we do have Boris Topbringer there. But look at this. The Knights are working together with the Griffin to smash these Witch Elves and the Dark Riders. Got some more Dark Riders in. But I think that is going to... Oh, but the Catapult Ballista. I know what I mean. Flagellants are slowly making their way in. They do have these... Dark Riders, though, don't forget that. The Dark Charge could do a lot of damage. The Empire is actually going, and the Death Hag's been terrified. That is impressive. She's shattered, but she's got 76 health. She's going to drop, and the spearmen have broken through. Suddenly, a lot of the Dark Elves are making a run for him. Marathi is in with the Silver Birds to try and finish it. Here, we've got the Black Ark Crusaders beating the spearmen. But, yeah, I mean, she's out. She's out for the count. Are these guys unbreakable as well? No, they're not. So they could break. Here the Empire have definitely won here. Now the cavalry are charging in, but we do have these reserve units at full strength for the Dark Elves, so that might help. But oh, Marathi has been taken out by Boris Topbringer. She's got barely any health left. Her speed is 105 to his 6. No, that's not right. 90. She's now rallied, but she's turning, so he gets a turn. Gotta try and get out of there, but that's probably going to shake up, and the Empire are getting the advantage here. What's the numbers? The Dark Elves now outnumber the Empire, so the Dark Elves have done a really good job here of trying to, you know, crawl back and try and get the advantage off the Empire. They've slaughtered hundreds of them, but now the Silver Bullets are going for Marathi. She's wavering. She's only got 740 health left. I mean, there's only 20 of them. Look, this last unit is now being recharged by the Raw Earthquake. She's charged in. She's gone in for it. And Boris Thompson brings after it, and she's down. That's it. I think the Empire are going to win the final battle of this qualifier for the tournament. They've smashed their way through. And there we go. Dark Elves throwing the towel. And that is a win for the Empire. And that is how we finish the qualifiers. Flippin' heck. So the next time you hear from me regarding this tournament, it will be the best of 16 out of 48 players. Each one playing like 5 or 6 games to get through to that stage. So it's going to be absolutely epic. And each battle's going to be a best out of 3 as well. So the players will have a good chance to fight backwards and forwards. It won't be just a one-slap win, bit of cheese or something won. They've got to play well. So that's going to be incredibly interesting. But guys, I am done. I'm going to go have a lay down because I'm exhausted. I've had to do double streams the last few nights, like 3 hours of streaming every day to try and get as many games as we can in. But while we're at this stage, I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed during the qualifiers, and I'll keep it to the channel, the people that are taking part in the live streams, the chats, the suggestions. It's been absolutely great. I think every race has been used multiple times, and you've seen some great and terrible plays for all of them. And the biggest thank you goes to all the players that played all these games but didn't make it to the knockout. You guys are absolute legends, because if I didn't have the players playing, I wouldn't have the videos or tournament. So to you guys, a massive shout out and a big thank you to all of them that took part. And unfortunately, only 16 can make it through. So we're going to lose. Let me just do maths. So 32, yeah. So we're losing 32 players at this stage now, but they've been absolutely fantastic, and I will have all of them again in my next tournament. What did I just say? No, we're not doing that. We'll do something, but they're definitely, if I do any other events, they are more than welcome to come back. It's been fantastic meeting them all and seeing them all play, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. So we'll wrap it up there. There'll probably be a bit of a break, couple of weeks break, I reckon, for this tournament as the group of 16 get underway. And I get the battles sorted, and then we'll do some more live streams. So guys, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you for the next one. Till then, take care.